Revan here and welcome to the video. Now if you haven't seen part 1, I suggest you go back and watch it, as it has everything you need to know in how to get started. The footage is of my second run, so I have built up all the symbiotes. In this video we will start with where we left off, and that was entering the city nodes. Now in the last video I suggested to not build Punisher, as he is useless in these nodes. The symbiotes will be doing all the heavy lifting by themselves, but if you build up Night Nurse like I suggested, it will be a lot easier. She is just as cheap to build as Punisher, but she is more useful both in DD4 and the Doom raids. Now in saying that, the first 2 nodes of City can be one-shot with just the 3, Symbiote Spider-Man, Anti-Venom, and Scream, as Punisher gets instantly killed. Another good suggestion, but is not required, is to build Multiple Man. At the time of this video, he is released to the whales, but if you are free to play, he is not available, but he is a great city protector that prevents a lot of attacks hitting your symbiotes. What to look out for? So in the first city node, you want to take care of Mordo, Proxima, and Corvus. The rest are just hand, and they are no threat. The second wave has a Skirl Girl that you want to prevent from cleansing, and a Black Widow that gives speed up, but again the rest are just food for the symbiotes. The final wave drops a Proxima and Crystal, and again focus on them as the rest dive from the splash damage. The second city node. You want to target Hawkeye and Rescue to prevent the rewind of speed, blinds, and the cleanse of debuffs. You also have a Vision that will try to put ability block, but is not really a problem, as you get immunity from Anti-Venom's special. And a Yo-Yo, but again if you have the immunity up she becomes useless. The next wave is another Captain Marvel, Cable, and Rescue that you want to keep an eye on, but you mainly just don't want Rescue cleansing or buffing, and as long as you do that, they are no threat. The following wave you go up against Ebony Maw, Graviton, and Hawkeye, so you want to clear the buffs off Ebony and get him down quickly, as he will heal up the enemy and buff them. Once he is gone, it's smooth sailing to the end of the node. Now node 12 is where a lot of people are struggling, but if you play it smart you can get through this with the least amount of pain. The first character you want to take care of is Jessica Jones. She is going to constantly cleanse, and you need the debuffs to get the most out of the symbiotes. While you are trying to take care of her, you will be getting hit by Captain Marvel and Ms. Marvel. This is where you need some luck with RNG, and you might need to restart a few times until you get it right. And it may take a couple of attacks to get her down. You will get splash damage on the surrounding enemy, but keep your focus on her. Once the Jessica Jones is down, the first wave will be a lot easier because you can get the stuns to stick, and Symbiote Spider-Man's special becomes useful. Now that's the first obstacle. The second obstacle is where people get caught, so this is what you want to do. First you want to take care of the X-23, she will wreck you if you let her get off her special. Once you take care of her you want to get everyone down to low health, without killing them. As soon as 3 enemy die they will be replaced with Emma, Scream, and Symbiote Spider-Man. If you can, get a Disrupt on shield security, he will slow your momentum when the enemy's health drops. When Emma and the symbiotes drop, you can try to stun Emma, but I've found 90% of the time she would resist. You will see in this footage, it took a couple of attempts to get anything to stick, but if you can get it off it is so much easier. But if you want to go the safe route, leave her. So as much as you want to take her out, you need to leave her until last, finish off the low health enemies, Scream, and Symbiote Spider-Man, and when she is alone, it's more manageable. She will cleanse and blind you, and you may have to do another attack to get through this wave. Otherwise you might find yourself redoing this wave over and over again for hours. The final wave you have another Jessica Jones and 2 X-23s. If you can get rid of an X-23 straight away, the rest of this node will feel a lot easier. There is a Black Bolt, but he is very slow. Just try to stun him before he gets any big attacks off, or at least make sure defense up is on your characters, and it won't be too bad. But remember, if Black Bolt kills someone, Anti-Venom can't rest them. and just focus down the Jessica Jones before she can cleanse. This one does do other attacks, but Miss Marvel can give her energy, so keep an eye on her attacks. Now we move on to the final stretch, which is the legendary nodes. Again, the first two nodes are quite easy, and the third legendary node isn't too difficult, it just has a lot of enemies to get through. So the first legendary node starts with a couple of Sinister Six members, one being Doc Ock, Electro, and Swarm. You want to take care of the Electro and Swarm first, the others will fall to splash damage, and once they are gone, you can focus on the Doc Ock. The next wave we have a Zemo, Beast, Cyclops and Colossus to worry about. And if you're not careful and you let Cyclops get his ultimate off, when he is buffed by Beast, he will do a lot of damage, which you will see in the footage. You want to prevent Beast from healing and buffing, and if you can, take out Zemo. If you focus on the X-Men, Colossus will taunt and make it more difficult, so get Zemo out of the way, and then take the X-Men out. The final wave you have another Zemo, Doc Ock and Cyclops. Go for the Doc Ock first, otherwise he will heal the others, so take him out quick, then Zemo and the others will die with the AoE damage from Phoenix. The second legendary node we have a few things to look out for. Falcon, Ghost Rider and Ironheart are your first main concerns. We also have a Hela, but she is not the first priority, and the Venom can also be annoying. But we want to take out the Ironheart and the Falcon first because, as we know, anyone that does speed manipulation, they need to go quickly. You also want to take care of the Ghost Rider because his special and because his passive can do a lot of damage when the enemy starts dropping. The second wave you want to focus on the cleansers, so that means Psylocke and Squirrel Girl need to be taken care of first. There is a Proxima that will stun, but if you can get her to attack your Doc Ock, you can prevent the stuns. The third wave you have another Psylocke that you want to get rid of, and the rest are no real threat. Once they are low you will get a couple of Symbiotes and a Falcon, take care of the Falcon, and same goes for the final waves, kill the Falcon and Psylocke, and this node is as good as done. Now we have the final node of Dark Dimension 4. This node isn't too hard, it just has a lot of enemies and waves. It starts with a couple of PIM tech that you want to be careful with, but you also get a couple of hero controllers, which will be handy for Ebony Maw. One thing I want you to be careful of is Yellow Jacket. If you summon Shocker, Yellow Jacket can use his special and it will kill Shocker, and then he will get a second attack. This will do a ton of damage to your team, so try not to summon Shocker, unless you have taken out Yellow Jacket or you know he's not going to get that attack off. Again, focus on the speed manipulators, Black Widow and Falcon, but use the hero controllers to your advantage. The next wave is a little more difficult as it has a Taskmaster and a couple of Mercs that synergize. You also have Ebony Maw that you don't want to be able heal. Focus on the Ebony Maw, he needs to go, if you leave him he will just keep buffing and healing. He will also put ability block on Phoenix, as she is a hero controller. Once he is gone, take out the Taskmaster and this wave is over. The next wave we have a Jessica Jones and Ultimas. The Ultimas isn't anything to worry too much about. But you do want to focus on the Jessica Jones. The good thing is that there are a lot of hero controllers on this node, and that is great for survivability, using Ebony Maw. The next wave is another one that's not too bad, you just need to make sure you don't get caught behind Thanos' taunt, as Scarlet Witch will rebalance the health and make it take longer. Try to make sure you hold some of the bigger abilities, like Ebony Maw's ultimate and Doc Ock's ultimate for when you really need them, as when you get to a certain amount of enemies left the next few drop. And when you get a Johnny Storm ulting, he can ruin your run. The next wave we have another Jessica Jones, Black Widow and Ebony Maw to look out for. Again, you want to take out Maw as quickly as possible. You also have to watch out on being stuck again behind Thanos' taunt. Once you get down to 5 left and Ultimas, Cable and Deadpool will drop, but they aren't a real problem. The next wave you want to take care of the Johnny Storm, as he will hit you hard and prevent the Scarlet Witch from using her special. Now this brings you to the final wave. So things to look out for are the stuns from Graviton and Mordo, and the cleansers from Emma, and finally the blinds from Taskmaster. If you are lucky, a lot of these debuffs won't stick, but you still want to take out the Graviton, Mordo, and Taskmaster first. The others will fall without really targeting them, and finish by taking out the Emma. And you're done with Dark Dimension 4, until you do it all again. The second run is made easier and less time consuming, as the main reason the first run is slow is because of the bottleneck in Gear 15 and getting the right characters built, but now that is over, you should fly through the second run. And here are some of the rewards you have to look forward to. Now I suggest not spending all of it, just bring up the characters you feel will help you in other game modes, as there will be a Dark Dimension 5 eventually, and you will already have a head start on that. And this is what Doctor Doom looks like with all his T4s and max stars. I just have the final ISOs to do, but he is an amazing character, and I look forward to seeing more players using him. And that's the ultimate guide to Dark Dimension 4. I hope this video helps you guys out there, and if it did, don't forget to give this video a like, and for more tips and guides subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all on the next one.